to my note card just every once in a while to make sure that I get everything, okay?
Okay.
And how old are you?
24.
Okay, the client appears to be as a stated age. And what is your name?
Randy.
Do you know what day of the week it is?
Yes. It's Friday.
And do you know who the president is?
It's Obama.
Okay, and the client is alert and he is oriented ×3. And the client is sitting up comfortably, erect, with his hands on his lap. The client does not appear to be malnourished or overly nourished, and he has a good build to him. The client is well groomed, has no particular odor, and doesn't have any issues with hygiene, which is good. Okay, and Randy, what is your ethnicity?
I'm Indonesian.
Indonesian, and the client's skin is in correlation to his ethnic background. I'm just going to have you stand up. If you could please walk from here to the door and back. I'm just going to observe your gait. Okay, and the client has no issues with ambulating. He does not need any assistive devices, does not have any involuntary movements, and his gait is smooth, which is good. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask you if you could tell me, actually, you don't have to tell me, you had spoke already, and the client's speech is smooth. I am able to understand. He's able to articulate what he wanted to say. I don't have to repeat myself, and the client doesn't appear to be hard of hearing or anything like that. This client's mood and affect is appropriate for the situation. His speech is appropriate for the situation, and his facial expression is appropriate for the situation. Doesn't appear to be in any distress or in any pain. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start with your head. And but before I do that, let me just take your vitals. I'm going to check your pulse here. Okay, and the client's pulse is equal and bounding bilaterally, and his respirations were 13. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to inspect your head. You can put your hands back in the lap if you like. Just looking for symmetry here, and I'm going to start with your head and your scalp. Do you have any issues with hair loss?
No, I don't.
Okay. Go ahead and palpate here. Is this painful or anything?
No.
Okay. I don't see any lesions, which is good, and I don't feel any abnormalities. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to feel your temporal artery. It's equal and bounding bilaterally. And if you could open and close your mouth, just taking your temporal joint moving from side to side. Good. Does that cause you any pain?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test your cranial nerve number 7. I have this cotton ball here, and I'm going to have you close your eyes. It will feel just like this, and just indicate when you feel it, okay?
Okay.
Just say now.
No. 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 No.
Okay, you can open your eyes. Could you puff up your cheeks for me, please? Smile. Raise your eyebrows. Good. I'm going to go ahead and palpate your sinuses. If you want to take off your glasses, you may. And just tell me if it causes any pain or anything like that.
Okay.
Is this causing discomfort?
No.
Okay. And raise your eyebrows a little bit. How about this?
No.
Good. Everything looks good. Everything looks symmetrical. No abnormalities. You can put your glasses back on. I'm going to move to your eyes. I see that you're wearing glasses. Do you have any other kind of corrective lenses for your eyes?
No.
Contacts?
Contact.
You wear contacts? Okay. You can keep your glasses on. I'm just going to check your vision. If you could cover one eye and read the bottom line for me. Have this about 12 inches away from you.
3, 7, 4, 2, 5, 8.
Okay. Cover the other eye.
3, 7, 4, 2, 5, 8.
Okay. Good. Client's vision is 20/20, which is good. I'm just going to go ahead and inspect your eyes. Don't have any discharge. Your eyebrows and your eyelashes are evenly distributed. Your sclera appears white. Your cornea is smooth. There are no opacities. They look to the side. Your iris is smooth as well and is round. There are no issues there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and check your 6 cardinal positions of gaze. I'm going to use this pen here. If you could just follow it for me, please. Good. Smooth movements. Good. I'm going to check using the light of the ophthalmoscope. Make sure it's not too bright for you. I'm going to make sure that your eyes are accommodating to light. So, good. Good. Now if you could just look straight ahead and just follow my pencil. Good. The client's pupils are equal, round, and reactive to light and accommodation. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at your ocular fundus and just look within your eye, okay? Again, make sure that this is the proper brightness and proper focus. Okay. Red reflex is present. Okay. Good. Everything appears as it should. You have a creamy pink optic disc. Your arteries and veins, they meet in the middle, and your ocular fundus appears to have no lesions or any abnormalities like that. But before I move on, I just want to make sure that I covered the corneal light reflex to make sure that the light is in the same position of both eyes. So you can remove your glasses for me. Good. Good. And it is in the same position. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to your ears. I'm just going to inspect. There's no breakdown, which is good. I don't see a buildup of plaques. Everything is symmetrical bilaterally. That's good. I'm going to push on your tragus and let me know if there's any pain.
No.
Pain here?
No.
Pain here?
No.
Okay, good. I'm going to perform a hearing test on you. If you could just push on your tragus, and I'm going to whisper something, and I'd just like to see if you could hear what I'm saying.
A, B, C.
Good. And the other side?
2, 4, 6.
Okay, good. Great. I'm going to take a look inside of your ears just to see how it's doing. Okay, there's no buildup of cerumen. The skin looks okay, no inflammation, and your tympanic membrane is opaque, gray, and shiny. There does not appear to be any displacement there. I'll check the other side. Good. There's no cerumen buildup there as well. Opaque and shiny, and tympanic membrane does not appear to be displaced. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move to your nose. I'm just going to look for symmetry and there's no drainage. If I push on here, nasal patency, good. Good. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to look up to see your nasal mucosa, to see your septum, and to see your terpenes, okay? Another one. If you could lean back for me so I could look. Good. Good. You can lean your head forward. I don't see any redness. Your septum does not appear deviated. Nasal mucosa is pink and smooth. And your terpenes don't have any polyps or any swelling. It doesn't appear to be obstructing your airway or anything like that. So that's good. I'm going to move to your mouth and throat. And I'm just going to look at your lips. Your lips are pink, adequately moist. There's no cyanosis. If you could open your mouth for me, look at your teeth, your gums, your hard palate, soft palate, uvula, tonsils, if you still have your tonsils. Everything is pink and smooth. There's no issues there. No cavities, no lesions. Uvula is about 2+. Go ahead and close your mouth for me. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to test your gag reflex. So, do you have a hyperactive gag reflex if you know? All right. Stick your tongue out. Okay, present. Good. You could swing your tongue from side to stick out your tongue side to side. Good. Okay, awesome. I'm going to go ahead and place my hands here and just resist it. Okay, strong bilaterally. And your face. Good. 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 Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move towards your, check if your trachea is midline. And it appears to be so. If you could do me a favor and if you could swing around so that I could feel your thyroid gland and I could also assess your posterior back. Okay. If you could swallow for me, please. Okay, swallow one more time. Alright, I don't feel any nodules on your thyroid gland, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on and inspect the posterior aspect of your back. And just inspecting and looking at it, I don't see any skin breakdown. Skin is smooth, no abnormalities are present. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a deep breath for me, please. Symmetrical expansion is there. Okay, that will help. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, and thoracic configuration is 2 to 1, which is expected. I'm going to check for tactile fremitus, so if you could please say 99.
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay, I'm going to feel for any lesions here. Tell me if this feels, if you feel any discomfort. Nothing?
No.
Okay, I'm going to check how your spinous process. Which appears to be midline. Which is good. I'm going to percuss your lung fields, okay? I'm going to check for any tenderness in your costovertebral angle, and just let me know if that causes any pain for you, okay? Is that painful?
No.
Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to listen to your breath sounds. And just let me know if you get lightheaded or dizzy once I ask you to take breaths, okay? Breathe in for me. Again. 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 Okay. One more. Again. A couple more times. Again. One more time. Again. Good. Lungs are clear bilaterally. I don't hear any adventitious breath sounds, which is good. If you could go ahead and face me, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the front of your chest. Okay. And the skin appears to be smooth. There's no breakdown, no lesions, no abnormalities, or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and check for tactile fremitus again. But first, could you take a deep breath for me? Okay, and there seems to be equal bilateral expansion. So say 99.
99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and feel for any abnormalities or any lumps or anything like that. Does that cause any pain at all?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to listen to your lung sounds. Oh, I'm going to actually percuss first. deep breath. Good. Good. Okay. Before I go ahead and I move on to looking at your chest, I need to check your carotid pulse and just make sure that it's bilaterally strong. Okay, there. Good. And I don't see any distended veins or arteries. Nothing is pulsating. But I'm going to listen to it with a bell of my stethoscope just to make sure everything sounds okay. Okay. And I don't hear any swishing. I just hear heartbeat, which is normal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check your chest. If you could please lay down for me.
This way, this way.
Let's have you go this way. Hopefully you can see you from that angle. Okay. Okay, I'm just going ahead and I'm going to inspect to see if you have any heaves or lifts, which you don't, which is good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to find your apical pulse, okay? Okay, I'm going to feel for, it's at the fourth intercostal space. I'm going to feel if you have any bruise or anything like that. And you don't. Your skin looks good. The apical pulse is strong. Your skin doesn't appear to have any breakdown, no overpulsation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to listen to your heartbeat, okay? Sounds good. If you could just turn to the left a little bit for me, I'm going to listen for any bruise that you may have. The bell of my stethoscope. Okay, everything sounds good. I'm just going to listen to the rest of the valves of your heart. I'm just going to go in the Z method here just to make sure I get everything. Okay, I don't hear any abnormalities, no swishing or any murmurs like that. So everything sounds good there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assess your abdomen. So if you could raise your shirt for me, please. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to inspect it, look at contour and symmetry, and it does not appear to be distended. The skin is smooth, umbilicus is midline, there are no pulsations, skin is smooth as stated and in correlation to its ethnic background. Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to lightly palpate. First I'm going to percuss actually. No, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to your bowel sounds first. There's different orders, I just want to make sure that I get it properly. And bowel sounds are active. I'm just going to see if you have any bruise or thrills with the bell of my stethoscope. The vascular sounds on your abdomen, okay? Okay, and you don't, which is good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to percuss your abdomen and also just to locate your liver and your spleen. I'm going to try and find your liver here. Okay, I'm going to mark. Normal 6 to 12. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try to find your spleen, or palpate your spleen. Okay. I'm going ahead and I'm going to, for percussive spin, I'm going to lightly palpate your abdomen. Let me know if it causes any pain or discomfort. I'm just going 1 centimeters in deep. Any pain or discomfort? Okay. Any pain or discomfort there? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to palpate your spleen. Okay. I feel it. And I'm going to go ahead and your liver. If you could take a deep, that was your liver. I'm going to do your spleen. If you could take a deep breath for me, please. Inhale. Good. Okay, and before I complete that, I'm going to check. And abdominal reflex is present. Okay, that completes the abdominal assessment. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move to the last portion of our assessment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assess your lower extremities. But before I do that, I'm going to start with your hands first. Okay, the client's skin is warm to the touch. And check the cap refill. Less than 3 seconds bilaterally. I'm going to check your turgor. And skin turgor is elastic bilaterally. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move to your lower extremities. And the hair distribution is equal, which is good. I'm going to check your pulses. I'm going to just refer to my note card every so often just to make sure I get everything. But I'm going to check your popliteal pulse. Okay, it's equal bilaterally, and I do feel it. It's bounding, good. I'm going to check your posterior tibial pulse. Equal bilaterally, which is good. And I'm going to check your dorsalis pedis pulse. Equal and bounding bilaterally. Okay, I'm going to check your range of motion for your hip, your knees, your ankles, and your feet. If you could lay down for me, please. Okay. For your hips, I would like you to raise one leg at a time. Good. Good. And for your knee, I'd like you to bend your knee to your chest. Does that cause any pain?
No.
Okay. If you could swing around, and I'm going to check your range of motion for your ankles and your feet.
Let's start up.
No, just swing around for me. Sit down.
Oh, sit down.
Okay. If you could eversion, put your foot this way and this way. Your ankle, I mean. Yeah, good. Good. And how about your other ankle? Good. Good. And range of motion is equal bilaterally. So far for the hips, knees, and the ankles. Now I'm going to go ahead and do your foot. If you could resist my hands. Okay, okay. And plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. Good. Okay, range of motion is equal bilateral for the foot as well. I'm just going to examine your foot and just look between the toes. Skin is good, clean. There's no particular odor with the foot. There is no any redness or inflammation or anything like that. I'm going to check for your Babinski reflex. You could raise the bottom of your foot for me, please. And this should not be present. Okay. Good. Now I'm going to move on to the neural section of the assessment. I'm going to place this cotton ball on your head, and on your arms, your hands, and your feet, and just close your eyes and tell me when you feel it.
No. 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 No.
Yes, please.
No. 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 No.
So I'm going to start with your brachioradialis. Okay, and then I'm going to do your bicep. Okay, and your tricep. Okay, popliteal. And your Achilles. On the other side. And your tricep. And popliteal. And your P's. Okay. And it's 1 plus bilaterally as I checked your reflexes, which is good. So I'm just going to look at your varicose veins, and the client does not appear to have any. We're going to move on to the last section, which is the musculoskeletal section. And if you could please stand up for me. I'm going to assess the Romberg sign on this client. And if you could just please close your eyes for me. So I'm going to see if he is okay with proprioception and see if he sways any. It appears that the client does not, and which is a negative Romberg sign, which is good. You can open your eyes. And walk towards me, please. And turn around. And walk that way. Okay, and come back to me to a heel to toe fraction. Good. Walk back with your heels. And then your toes. Good, you can stay right there. You can flatten your foot. I need to go back and I need to assess your cerebellar function before the neuro part. So if you could just go like this with your fingers. Okay, and that. Good, no issues there. Okay. The client does not have any issues so far, has a smooth gait with musculoskeletal, is able to ambulate properly. I'm going to have you turn around. If you could, I'm going to look at your spine and raise your shirt. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to see your spine if it's midline as you bend forward. Okay, and the client's spine appears to be midline. Good. Okay, I'm going to ask if you could laterally bend to make sure everything is intact here. Go ahead. Good. Good, and can you bend forward for me, please? Can you touch your toes?